Who is the once dubbed as the most beautiful woman in film and the mother of Wi-Fi, GPS, Bluetooth, and other wireless communication? A. Drew Barrymore. B. Maria E. Beasley. C. Sarah E. Good. D. Hedy Lamarr. Answer D. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr, known as the most beautiful woman in film, also branded as the mother of Wi-Fi, GPS, Bluetooth, and other wireless communication. Hedy Lamarr was an Austrian-American actress and inventor who pioneered the technology that would one day form the basis for today's Wi-Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth communication systems. As a natural beauty seen widely on the big screen in films like Samson and Delilah and White Cargo, society has long ignored her inventive genius. Lamarr was originally Hedwig Eva Kiesler, born in Vienna, Austria on November 9, 1914 into a well-to-do Jewish family. An only child, Lamarr received a great deal of attention from her father, a bank director and curious man, who inspired her to look at the world with open eyes. He would often take her for long walks where he would discuss the inner workings of different machines, like the printing press or streetcars. These conversations guided Lamarr's thinking, and at only 5 years of age, she could be found taking apart and reassembling her music box to understand how the machine operated. Meanwhile, Lamarr's mother was a concert pianist and introduced her to the arts, placing her in both ballet and piano lessons from a young age. Lamarr's brilliant mind was ignored, and her beauty took center stage when she was discovered by director Max Reinhardt at age 16. She studied acting with Reinhardt in Berlin and was in her first small film role by 1930, in a German film called Geld auf der Straße, Money on the Street. However, it wasn't until 1932 that Lamarr gained name recognition as an actress for her role in the controversial film, Ecstasy. Austrian munitions dealer, Fritz Mandl, became one of Lamarr's adoring fans when he saw her in the play Sissy. Lamarr and Mandl married in 1933, but it was short-lived. She once said, "I knew very soon that I could never be an actress while I was his wife. He was the absolute monarch in his marriage. I was like a doll, I was like a thing, some object of art which had to be guarded and imprisoned, having no mind, no life of its own." She was incredibly unhappy, as she was forced to play host and smile on demand amongst Mandl's friends and scandalous business partners, some of whom were associated with the Nazi Party. She escaped from Mandl's grasp in 1937 by fleeing to London, but took with her the knowledge gained from dinner table conversation over wartime weaponry. While in London, Lamarr's luck took a turn when she was introduced to Louis B. Mayer of the famed MGM Studios. With this meeting, she secured her ticket to Hollywood, where she mystified American audiences with her grace, beauty, and accent. In Hollywood, Lamarr was introduced to a variety of quirky real-life characters, such as businessman and pilot Howard Hughes. Lamarr dated Hughes, but was most notably interested with his desire for innovation. Her scientific mind had been bottled up by Hollywood, but Hughes helped to fuel the innovator in Lamarr, giving her a small set of equipment to use in her trailer on set. While she had an inventing table set up in her house, the small set allowed Lamarr to work on inventions between takes. Hughes took her to his airplane factories, showed her how the planes were built, and introduced her to the scientists behind process. Lamarr was inspired to innovate as Hughes wanted to create faster planes that could be sold to the US military. She bought a book of fish and a book of birds, and looked at the fastest of each kind. She combined the fins of the fastest fish and the wings of the fastest bird to sketch a new wing design for Hughes planes. Upon showing the design to Hughes, he said to Lamarr, "You're a genius." Lamar was indeed a genius, as the gears in her inventive mind continued to turn. She once said, "Improving things comes naturally to me." She went on to create an upgraded stoplight and a tablet that dissolved in water to make a soda similar to Coca-Cola. However, her most significant invention was engineered as the United States geared up to enter World War II. In 1940, Lamar met George Antheil at a dinner party. Antheil was another quirky yet clever force to be reckoned with. Known for his writing, film scores, and experimental music compositions, he shared the same inventive spirit as Lamar. She and Antheil talked about a variety of topics, but of their greatest concerns was the looming war. Antheil recalled, "Heidi said that she did not feel very comfortable sitting there in Hollywood and making lots of money when things were in such a state." After her marriage to Mandel, she had knowledge on munitions and various weaponry that would prove beneficial. And so Lamar and Antheil began to tinker with ideas to combat the Axis powers. The two came up with an extraordinary new communication system used with the intention of guiding torpedoes to their targets in war. The system involved the use of frequency hopping amongst radio waves, with both transmitter and receiver hopping to new frequencies together. Doing so prevented the interception of the radio waves, thereby allowing the torpedo to find its intended target. After its creation, Lamar and Antheil sought a patent and military support for the invention. While awarded U.S. Patent No. 2,292,387 in August of 1942, the Navy decided against the implementation of the new system. The rejection led Lamar to instead support the war efforts with her celebrity by selling war bonds. Happy in her adopted country, she became an American citizen in April 1953. Meanwhile, Lamar's patent expired before she ever saw a penny from it. While she continued to accumulate credits in films until 1958, her inventive genius was yet to be recognized by the public. It wasn't until Lamar's later years that she received any awards for her invention. The Electronic Frontier Foundation jointly awarded Lamar and Antheil with their Pioneer Award in 1997. Lamar also became the first woman to receive the Invention Convention's Bowlby Nass Spirit of Achievement Award. Although she died in 2000, Lamar was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame for the development of her frequency hopping technology in 2014. Such achievement has led Lamar to be dubbed the mother of Wi-Fi and other wireless communications like GPS and Bluetooth. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Who channel.